Welcome to Wild and Wired with Kay and Gambit.
I'm Kay.
And I'm Gambit.
By the way, happy birthday, Breeze. We have not forgotten you here at Wild and Wired.
Happy birthday, Breeze.
Happy
Today, our guest
birthday!
is the one and only Darkstorm.
What's going on,
Hey
Darkstorm?
guys. Hey guys, how are you?
It's another day, man.
Doing pretty good. So, Darkstorm and
Yes.
Gambit, both of you. What do you guys think of these developers just, they're overcharging us to start with, and then all of a sudden, this guy can literally have a, you know, pilot name named Fuck Islam, and he can talk about burning babies and raping women, and the developers don't care. Yet I say fuck like a dozen times, and then I can't type it anymore.
Yeah, I feel like that's just excessive power targeting certain people, but yet whenever you have someone who doesn't really
So
have a
I
known name, it fucks with them more. Or fucks with us more than them.
right, Dark. What do you think of that?
Well, so wow. I have a lot to think on that. Actually. So with somebody being in chat that you don't necessarily think goes with the standards, community standards of the game, we have the ability to report, right? You can go in and report that player, in hopes of somebody on the other end trying to get something done. Um, Now, I have been in some association with some of the community mods where, like, if he catches his attention, then it will be within a matter of a couple of hours, we could have that guy out of chat. Correct? It's just all in who you know. Now, there's a back flag to that, to where I don't like it as much. It's there. We have the ability to mute. If you don't want that guy, that's number one. If you don't want to see that guy in chat, mute him. Okay? You can make a report on him, yeah, but I'm not the type of person that's going to make a report on him. I'm just going to mute him, right? But to get him out of the game chat in general for everybody, whatever, there you have a community out there that does the reporting against other players that gets them shut down to where they got a 50-year chat ban. I'm a victim of a 50-year chat ban. Um, I don't like the procedure and how it goes about, because I've been in customer service, direct TV, customer service, technical support, and billing as a call center resolution agent. So I know the chain of commands of how you go and get resolution or whatnot, but there's no field, or there's no customer service in that field. So it's almost as if it's another game that's being played amongst the community, to where they're reporting against other players for stupid stuff in the game. And sometimes it is using their power for more than what it is. Like I said, there's people that you can get in contact with that can take over that chat basically and send in the information needed to those people who need it and get him out of the chat, period. But he's going to have a week chat ban, or he's going to have 2 weeks, or he's going to have a month, or, if it becomes excessive, it will become so many years. And they can actually change your name if it's a name that don't necessarily go with the agreements of what's been set in the game. That report can also go with names as well. If you got a certain name that's in there that's discriminatory or derogatory in some kind of way, there are ways to where the developers will come in and change your name and force you to change your name. You get what I'm saying?
They don't
But then
always though.
they
They
don't
can, but
always.
they don't always. And the reason I know that, dude, this is comical as hell, Dark. One time, you know how my name starts with a K, right?
Uh-huh.
I took my name and I changed the cluster mistle to K, and I called myself Cluster Kant with an A or an O.
Hmm.
Right.
They
Did they
never
make you
picked
change
up
it?
on it.
Well, some stuff that they're not going to catch. I mean, and that just goes with the group. I mean, my guy, that's what I was talking about. There's groups of people that's out there that are out there to do that, right? They're almost like so. I've been in the testing field, so they're almost like chat mods, but they're not. You get what I'm saying? Because the chat mods to me are people who actually work for the game, and you will see those chat mods in the game. They will tag what you say, and then you'll see that person talking to you in a red text versus it's a different color text in the game itself, in the chat game, and that's a mod talking to you, right? Um, the game's not set up with all these little things that we have on Discord, but they are ways for them to talk to you if they so see it fit. But then again, there's not a team for it. I don't even think there's a team for it set up yet. Correct? There's barely a testing team. There's barely a modification team for your communities, for your Facebook and your Discord and all that shit. I have a lot to say about the mods harboring people out there of negativity, but yet they want to come in and try to, it's just bullshit like that. I
Dude,
see
that's
one thing. Oh, you
one
want to
of those
report? You
things.
want to report? Say again.
You're 1,000% correct. Because, it's pretty funny how we got this podcast going. I openly, I'm not going to say what Discord channel, but I openly called the devs out on, like I said, the fucking burning babies, raping women, all this dumb shit they're letting go. But they'll ban you for a username. I
Yeah,
called them out.
Right.
And then
that's my thing.
all of a sudden, there's a mod that wants to schedule to be on the podcast pretty soon.
Right after he
Yeah.
said something. And that's my thing is like as soon as they get called out on something, somebody of power wants to say something. And
Right.
that kind of makes me realize that we're playing a game that the developers and the mods really give zero fucks what happens in their game as long as they make money. That's really what they're mostly concerned about. That's
I
what
mean,
I think is happening.
number one, guys, look at our prices. There's the first clue. They don't give a damn. $100 for very little sometimes.
And that's
Well,
another thing. Like not all of us make enough money to sit there and spend $100 just like that. Like it's cake. You can go out and buy
I'm
a
right.
cake for cheaper than you can buy a single pack on the game. I
And
can go out and I
and I
can
can
buy a
speak
tank of
on that.
gas.
I know where the developers are coming from by being in the shit that I've been and dabbled in the past 10 years. I've got another game that I mess with that I'm a tester on, and I've seen it grow from the get go, just like this game is doing. So I kind of get the aspect of what the developers are doing, but not at the extent of the player to where the player's leaving. There's so an initiative of mine that I went through was like, okay, I was hearing a bunch of flack of people just negative talk about the game, and I'm like, started promoting like, quit then, y'all just quit. You can get your money back. There's a arbitration law for them being in arbitration, and I started promoting that, uh, getting your refund back, and a lot of players quit. Um, so when if we as people stand up, as far as the players that are still here, stand up against these developers and act as a community more whole, I think you would get more answers out of it, um, and more questions answered and more feedback from them, so to speak, and like the layouts, the schematics, how things are ran and shit like that. Because that's what I want to know. It's there's supposed to be a blueprint laid out before you on how the game structure is. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Not necessarily
here's
about
one thing about you talked about a lawsuit, right, Dark?
yeah.
Well, here's how Wildlife Studios themselves avoided that. They're based in Brazil. In Brazil, civil suits really don't exist.
Yep.
Well, you got to understand that those banks are national banks and they are ran by U.S. corporates those countries. This is where I get into history with a lot of people. Everybody thinks that those countries aren't around anymore. They're still around. They just got hidden into banks and stuff like that. Um,
Right.
and we just treat them differently now, in this day and age. But they still have to abide by, if they are messing with U.S. citizens and U.S. players, they still have to go by a governed law, right? And this is the problem that we ran into with the other developers that we was working with, that I have a game community with. They were doing the same thing to us. It was like they were shitting on us, paid players, especially paid players. They would nerf our shit. And what I mean by nerfing our shit is they would dumb it down because we were so much of a paid player that we were too high for the fucking game. And
Been there,
so
done that.
they would have to nerf us and nerf us down and dumb down our plane or dumb down our ships. One of mine is like a space game. So they would dumb down my ship process and how it produces its power outages and shit like that. It's like they would nerf certain start parts of it. Okay, well, if you're gonna do that, then you have to lay out a description to me in your update when you do an update on Google what it is that you're exactly doing. And if you don't do it on Google, then you have to give me some kind of platform device for where I can log in on your website and get that information, right? I need to know what it is that you're messing with, the mechanics, because I'm a gamer playing this game. I want to know the mechanics, the in detail shit that a lot of gamers don't know about. You see what I'm saying? Um, but that's information that I think should be released. And because they are playing with U.S. based citizens and players, there's a governing law there. There has to be. We forced that on them to where they had to give up that information, and it took all of us standing together
Well,
to
I
do that.
mean, even if there's not technically a governing law, Dark, would this not make sense? Now, wildlife has, offices all over the world, obviously.
Argentina, Ireland, Brazil, United States, and then over 800
Exactly.
over
So,
800 employees slash offices all over the world.
but here's
Right.
the thing. Say, here's the thing that everybody thinks. Oh, we're going after headquarters. They're in Brazil. We can't sue them. And that's why I said that earlier to see what you were going to reply. But if
Right.
we would all get together and sue the U.S. office, it's still Brazil paying, but we're under United States law. They're funded by Brazil.
Yes.
Right.
They're not
Right.
protected by Brazilian law being in the United States.
And
Right.
last I saw, their net worth is 3 billion dollars or something like that. So if they got a lawsuit against them, then there would be a lot of money that they would have to pay.
Yeah,
How about,
and that was the thing is
when you get
the
all
guy.
the players in the world together, even that amount does not amount to
Well, now,
There's
and seeing that's the difference between this game and the game that I play in the other thing. So it's a RPG role playing game, but it's a builder based game, and it's like it's not block formation; it's free range motion, right? And it's in space. So when I talk about locking up servers, you know how when all of us are online playing the game, we're basically when all of us bigwigs get online playing the game, we lock up the server to where the signals are weak as shit, right? That's because everybody's playing. We're almost at a point of shutting down the servers because of everybody being online at a certain day on the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, or mainly Friday and Saturday. But that's what you call shutting down the server. In this other game, the game database players that I have in a squad is like 1,000 plus players. And when we show up in a server, we block servers to where nobody can jump in, right? Because there's different sectors that you can come from, different servers that you can come from. But we are so big that we block those servers. So with that game and being in a network base of gamers like that, it was easy for us all to come together and basically say, this is it. We're signing a petition. We're not playing. We did the no play strike. We didn't play for a certain amount of time. We didn't pay for a certain amount of time. And they seen that because we were so many mass in numbers. They seen the fluctuation and we forced them. We forced their hand. basically to do what we wanted. And that's what we're going to have to do in this game is we're all going to have to come together to make them and force their hand to do what we want. Give us the information that we need. What's the new products that's coming out and what's the schematics on those new products? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see
It
what
Um,
you're
could
saying.
go that far, but like I said before, I think some of the things that have been said that they've been letting go in the chats, I think they're going to do a lot of making up given what could happen if they just do nothing.
I do
and
know
I
that there's
think
a
that
lot of like high up guys who, yeah, they
it
stay out of
is.
drama, but I know that you're what, IA1?
Yeah,
So I do know that there's a lot of guys that are below your level, that are in high up squadrons that they're just talk about deleting the game because of the simple
right.
fact that they're seeing all of this, that the devs are just allowing it to happen, and nothing's being done.
Well, I mean, and that's why they give you the option to mute, okay? Because they want you to do it. They don't want to open up another field office like a customer service to take care of that. You get what I'm saying? So they give you that option to mute, um, and they expect you to use it so it clears your chat. It gives you an option, right, to clear up your own chat instead of having them to do it because they don't want to do a jack shit. And the thing is us getting them off of their ass to do stuff, right? Because there's stuff in chat, dude, that I could show you. Like we could have a team chat for being on different teams, even though I'm in IA. Let's just say we're over in TGB or whatever, helping each other. There's a chat that we could actually open up by typing in a command, like a chat command and a chat command code right after that, like a forward slash semicolon, if you know what I mean, in DOS format, black and white, when you used to do those run programs off the floppy disk Apple computers back in the day. You can do that in the chat commands, but they don't have that option for you, right? There's
No.
a lot of shit that I can explain to them by being a previous tester for another game. It's 10 years advanced on them to give them information and knowledge to how to build what they got already and make it better. But do they want to listen? No, they don't want to get off of their ass and do anything. So we have to stand together and make them, right?
We need to
And
make the
until
Sky
we,
Warriors community come together and actually do something about it. Make them get off
right,
their lazy asses and actually do something and make their community how they want their community to be.
right. If you want the game to be better, then we as players are going to have to stand up. Me personally, I'm a paid player, dude. I dropped $200 a week on this
Ooh,
game,
I can't do that.
and I'm a paid player, so I'm part of the individuals that are out there to make these servers better. For instance, to get us better maps, to get us better planes, to get us better missiles, to get us everything, the imagery all better. We are the players that's out here paying to make everything better for everybody. So what is it that they're doing that they're showing in return for that for us? It's not really anything. The
No,
And I,
the
I fully agree with you, Darkstorm. Dude, I put so much money into Sky Warriors itself, honestly, it's embarrassing.
yeah, I mean,
So I'm
I've
not
got
going to tell you the number. If they would pay me to do it, I'd stop bitching and just play,
yeah, me too.
honestly.
right. And that's kind of like why I want to be on the testing side of it, because then I would be in a private server. They would pay me diamonds to play the fucking game, like on certain events that they release. As a tester, you get to test that 1 month advance before it's released to the public, right? So, and that's what I want to kind of get into. And fuck the playing. I'm really tired of playing since I've seen how the game is played now, and because of the shit that's going on in the community in the chat, the stuff that the people are able to do to make the names. Oh yeah, we got people that's able to correct that, but they're selective about that. You get what I'm saying? Until you bring
Right.
it to their attention, or if it's somebody that they know, they ain't gonna get it done because it's somebody that they know made a mini account and they're allowing them. Like say Cupid, you know, Mirovich is one of your community mods, and I don't care to call him out. He's one I'm talking about that protects Cupid, one of the negative players out here that posts all this damn bullshit on social media, but yet he calls himself a social media moderator. That
I
that's that's
I can't.
that's the
I
crap.
don't know Maravich, so I can't say much negative about him. All I can say is one time I had a serious problem connecting to the Sky Warriors Discord, and once I said that, he just never replied.
See, like
So,
I'm not
like,
even in this. I'm not
why
even in
the
the Sky Warriors Discord. I have
why
my
is that
I
guy?
have
I
Wild and Wired, and that's basically it. Other than the badge, that's
dude,
all I run with, because I
Well,
don't want to
Dark,
get.
he's a community mod. He's a community mod. And I hate to say this about my bros in Bro Squad because I have friends in Bro Squad, right? But he's the community mod. It's in Bro, and then you got Cupid. It's over there in Bro. Like he protects him for what reason? Like what reason? You know he's negative. Like why are you go against your? You say you don't have no morals. You don't have no whatever. You don't fucking feed into all that bullshit. Yeah, you do. Yeah,
the
you
the
can't
only
sit here
thing
and play
the
me.
only thing I will give Mero is that when I asked him, it was in global chat, and you know how that can fill up fast sometimes.
The technical support that he gives you guys is what I've been doing for years in my other game by being a tester, giving the game developers feedback and data to fix the problems in the game, right? And by doing so, I've worked for DirecTV, customer service, technical support, and billing for many years. And I like we ran off of scripts. In the call center business, you have to run off of scripts, right? I got the scripts that's like embedded in my brain. You understand? So the stuff that he's doing for y'all on Sky Warrior server, to where he's helping y'all in technical support field, I can do the same thing, right? I have that enough knowledge to do with exactly what he's doing. Troubleshooting your internet, troubleshooting why you don't have the signal strength that you have. What it is
Let
that's
me
going
correct
on.
you real quick though, Dark. He didn't fucking help me whatsoever. He might be in the same field, but I just didn't get an answer.
Right. Again, he's selective, right? I don't really think he's even been in a call center field like I have been, right? I've talked to many of thousands of people a day, to where I don't think he's able to withstand that. You get what I'm saying? So to me, they've got the wrong person in the position, right? Because it's just a player. It's just an average player. He don't have any kind of technical. I mean, like as far as customer service background, like what he should, in dealing with the mass public. He don't have none of that. He might have technical background, but as when it comes to customer service and how you're supposed to treat people, no. What it is that you're supposed to be doing as far as following the policies and the guidelines and being a community manager and harboring somebody like Cupid, no. Because to me, if I was in that position, Cupid would not have any kind of association with me whatsoever. Just like he don't have any kind of association, I don't want him following me around. You know what I'm saying? Because he's negative in the game. I
I
understand
do,
he's a troll, but I don't
and
want him around me.
right. Well, we're getting away a little bit from the developers and stuff here, but I actually would like to know Cupid about, like
He's a
I said,
cool guy. I mean, you
everybody's
know,
got a negative, smoky opinion out of you. But before I let you say anything, and Gambit, you can back me or not after I say this. Well, Dark, originally I invited you to be on the podcast, right?
right?
Well, then we get you in the server, and all these people are like, "Oh, he this, he that." Well, you were the one being attacked. They were the ones doing what they accused you of. Really, those couple people.
And I saw, like, you saw that you are, everybody already knows I don't deal with drama. I don't deal with disrespect. If you're gonna be on my podcast with Caleb and I'm saying my podcast, but mine and Caleb's podcast, you're gonna sit there. You're gonna respect every single person that is going to be in our appointments, whether you like them or not. If you don't like them, you're gonna sit there. You're gonna talk to them privately. If you can't talk to them
Correct.
privately, then don't talk to them at all. But if you're going to come
Correct.
onto our podcast and just start drama, we're not going to have you. I won't upload it. I won't talk about it. I will just be like, okay, we tried recording it, but all you're doing is sitting there in our server and just starting drama. I don't like drama, right?
We'd
So,
probably honestly like DM each other and then hang up and get into a private call with each other if that were the case.
yes, because
Right.
I know that I don't care if this gets me a bunch of flack or not, right? I could give two shits less, okay? Darkstorm, you are a laid back, chill kind of guy. You're very knowledgeable. You're cool as shit. I don't care what anybody else thinks of you. I know you. I know you of how I know you. This is the first time we've conversed. I love it. Yes, other people may
Right.
other people might not like that I have respect for you and all, but I don't care. I don't sit there and get involved in drama. Like
That's
even
the one thing, like I know each person for their self.
exactly. I don't care. Someone can sit there and start talking shit. Like what happened in our Discord server. I don't care. But if you want to mess around, cool, all that, that's fine. But the second you start bringing drama in there into our server, I'm not going to let it fly. I give you a
Right.
chance, but at the same time, I don't know every single person personally that comes into our server. I will get
Yeah,
to
and you
know
don't know
you.
what's going on,
I will get to
future,
know you the
previous
way
stuff.
that I get to know you. If I get to know you and you're cool as shit, I'll have a lot of respect for you. I will fly with
Right.
you. I will have you on more podcasts. I will talk to you. I will do anything. But if someone's gonna sit there, they're just gonna start like attacking one of our uh, guests and stuff like that. They're not gonna be a part of it. Like I don't
Yeah.
care. I
And
understand you get flack. I understand
being
that.
in a game as long as I have, that's what I've seen is if somebody gets mad at somebody, guess what they do? They go get Cupid and they send Cupid on them, and that's Cupid's role. And I don't like if that's your role and that's what you want to do in the game, so be it. But leave me out of it, right? I don't want any part of that because
And
I
see,
know
I
that's
agree
what
with you on
happens.
that.
Is a lot of people they get mad or whatnot. Will go, let's go get Cupid and stick him on Darkstorm or whatnot. Okay, that's all fine and dandy because you know I can handle it, right? A lot of people can't handle it. But let's get off of that subject. I don't want to really be on him. I catch flack a lot from it. The reason, guys, why I catch flack a lot is honestly because I think I speak a lot of truth and I don't bullshit. I don't beat around the bush. And I'm hard on people, okay? Because I'm a paid player, I think is the number one reason why. It's because not everybody can be like me, and I come off as a hard ass, right? And a lot of
Sometimes
people don't
people
understand.
need the hard ass though. That's the thing. Is sometimes people need to have a serious conversation instead of just
Right.
being like, "Oh, I'm in a game. You're a keyboard warrior." No, sometimes getting told facts and getting put in your place and understanding the truth is what you need to hear. Like if you sit
Right.
there, and we were in the chat
And,
right
it,
now, and I
and
didn't
if
know
I
who you
see
were.
something going wrong, and if I see something going wrong, I'm one of the first people who's going to voice it, right? Because and Breezy can sit here and tell you this is why Breezy's probably anticipating. Happy birthday, Breezy, by the way. Um, anticipating, hearing me is because I'm so involved in. Like I sit back and I watch those chats and stuff, and I get a kick out of it. Right? It's funny as shit to me. It's like watching TV, but for us older guys, it's just we get a kick out of that. But then y'all can take it a little bit too far, right?
Yeah.
And so can the individual. Speaking on myself as well, I've taken it too far many of times, and I think that's where a lot of people don't like me. It's because of how far I do take it, right? Like I don't care to talk. Like if this is the way I see it in life. I'm willing to put out as much negativity to you as you're willing to put out to me, right? And it's all the push and shove of positive and negative energy, right? And if I see good in somebody, I'm gonna treat you good. But if I see bad in somebody, I'm gonna treat you bad, like you should be treated, right? Because
And
nobody
I
else
agree
is
with
gonna
you.
do it.
I agree with
Right.
you.
Nobody
Well,
else
I
is gonna
mean,
do it.
as far as that goes, I know a lot of people don't like D Josh. Him and I didn't get along to begin with because nowadays I can see where it was a misunderstanding. You know,
Right.
we heard things from two different people, and neither one of them were necessarily accurate.
Right.
Well,
And
I'm
we
gonna.
And
kind
until you
we kind
talk
of
to an
figured out the truth
individual.
together. And a lot of times when Josh says something negative now, it's in response to something said negative to him.
Right.
And on the Josh subject, right? Shout out to all the teabag party guys for coming over and helping TGB because we're about to be fighting D Josh's squadron. And
We are, but I mean, Josh isn't as bad as you think. We're gonna fight a squadron. But I'm very grateful that them TVP guys come over. Oh my God, thank you, Chuggy. But
so, like, I have no problem with anybody, like I said, right? I just like to sit there and if I see somebody who I'm about to be in a squadron war with on the chat, I'm going to talk trash. I'm going to troll them. I'm going to have fun with it. As long
But
as
yeah.
you
So that
understand that I'm trolling and I'm just having fun with it. But the
yeah,
second you start talking about actual shit and start disrespecting things that I am a part of, like really
right.
disrespecting it, that's when I will start being disrespectful. Because I
And
will
getting
treat you
personal.
the way you treat me. Because I know
Right. And
that.
seeing that happen, I can show you an instance of how that happened over when I came and joined the batch with Snake after my time with one squad. Uh, I came over and joined back with Snake, and this guy in DPG, what was his name? White Ghost, came out and
oh
said
my
he
God, White
basically
Ghost,
he called
fucking
everybody
White.
out and was like a hacker, you're a hacker, y'all screen share, y'all team share, which is known in the game that we jump teams, right? But we're cheaters, we're hackers, and all this. Got his team targeted. This is what I was telling you about King Blaster, when we had our little talks earlier. Got himself targeted by King Blaster, and King Blaster went over with who was it? Poda from A Squad and my boy from New York Badass from OWDZ Squad, War Dog Squad. Shout out to Usha. Usha's a really, really good pilot over in WDZ. He's an actual flyer. He flies planes. He's a mechanic on planes. If you want to learn how to fly a plane, you go fly with Usha in WDZ. He will tell you how to get in, dip in and out, and all the maneuvers that you need to know about flying, right? But New York badass Poda from A Squad went over there and they just beat the shit out of them. Then we started seeing what they were doing. We started jumping in. Like we would hunt them down every freaking war. Every war, we had them fucking tapped. Like we had our fucking spies in their squad and everything on Discord and everything. Like they could not fucking run from us.
That's
had
amazing.
them had them tapped down to where they finally buckled and got rid of him, right? And now you got some new people in DPG. Shout out to them. I hope they're running the squad pretty good. Uh, that Dog Pound squad had hell from the batch from get go. And and that's this part of the game that a lot of people don't understand. Talk shit in the game or do some bullshit in the game, then that's what's gonna happen to you, right? You're gonna get your target squad targeted. It's you got to be finicky on that shit. Which
See, I just joined the squadron, like, battles, like, word battles, just because it's fun. I like trolling. I like
yeah,
having fun about it. But I don't mean any disrespect behind anything I say.
yeah.
If I,
And
if
when we
like,
were all doing that, it was nothing disrespectful. It was just all talking shit. Okay, well you're gonna talk shit, and call us cheaters. We took that and ran with it, right? Like, okay, call us cheaters if you want to. And then that point, it just became trolling and good old fun, right? And now, not once do I think that it ever got disrespectful or the war. Come on, motherfucker, I'll fucking fly you down here. Let's go. Well,
that's
just like I
another
told
thing.
one guy.
Let's
Talking
go, Lord
trash.
Storm. I'll poke you in the eye. No, I'm
Talking,
kidding.
like, talking trash, right? So, like,
Yeah,
me and D Josh, we were talking trash back and forth just because we're already about to fly in a war and he recognized the tag. Me and him were talking trash. A lot of our TGB guys, we were sitting there talking trash. And I told D Josh, I was like, you guys are about to find out who your real daddies are. And just to talk trash,
big
just to
daddy's
have
there
fun.
now.
I was like, we're just gonna talk
You
trash to have fun.
y'all
Well,
know
tell
how
it.
that D Josh saga started?
No.
No.
I started the D Josh saga accidentally.
Oh
Hell
no.
yeah.
What'd you do?
Well, not so much accidentally. Like there were some guys that came to TGB, and in Josh's defense, they were putting up any points, so they were getting kicked anyway.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
Josh and I were talking, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to be kicking some people," and I did say some names, thinking back. And then he started recruiting them, and Josh, I'm sorry for calling you a poacher. Sitting here thinking back, but I did say the names. Um, like I said, Josh isn't that bad of a guy. Yeah, he'll talk trash with you. It's all in good fun, you know. It's a game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When it
But
comes
he's
to
not
these other
just a
guys,
big
though,
asshole that he's made out to be.
you just got to learn to mute them or whatnot. I mean, we can make reports. You know, y'all can send those reports up to Mirovich or any of the community moderators to get it pressed on a little bit further. But I wouldn't even mess with all that shit. Just mute them. If they're
Well, that's
vulgar and all that shit,
like I was
don't even
talking
worry
with
about.
the yeah, that's some of them, but like F Islam, there nobody's just gonna mute him. Like that's been go long enough now, and even more was posted today. I have screenshots from days ago, like 24 of them.
And that's
Yeah.
my thing is like I'm not gonna mute somebody until they start getting me super angry. You know what I mean? Like
Right, but
it's a video game.
here's the thing about everybody taking screenshots, not just me, but everybody is fully prepared to start posting them everywhere. Wildlife social media, Sky Warrior social
Right,
media,
and you should. You
and be
should,
like, "Oh, nice
because
monitoring." What you know?
that's the only way that you're going to get any kind of resolution is by going those routes and avenues. Keeping it in chat and keeping it on the game is not going to get you anywhere. Making a report on the game is not going to get you anywhere. Because, like I said, finding out the information I found out from these guys, there's no team when you make reports. There's no team in resolution reports. There's no team whatsoever on that side. So why
Dude,
even do it?
wildlife is lazy. I'm not gonna lie.
They're the
That's why
laziest. They're the
back
laziest
in the
game
early
developers I know.
2000s, dude. Well, Darkstorm anyway. Gambit may or may not. They were after his time though. Do you remember the original Dangerous Hunts games by Cabela's?
No, I don't
Dark.
personally. My dad might.
Yeah.
I was asking Dark. I said you probably wouldn't.
What game is it?
Cabela's Dangerous Hunts.
No, I do not remember that one.
Never played it. That was wildlife, and you could hunt, you know, grizzlies or antelope, whatever the
Yeah,
fuck here. But
right.
they've been around that long that I've been playing a lot of wildlife games since I was a child,
Don't get me
and
wrong.
Right.
Wildlife makes some pretty good fucking games, but they're just
did
fucking lazy as shit. They are the laziest
did
game creators I have ever like had to deal with.
And it
dude,
might be something.
Sky Warriors could be so great if they would just put some effort in and start charging like a quarter of what they are.
Exactly.
Right. I think they should mark it down. It's a little bit too high for me.
All they care
So
about is
being as
money.
a paid player, but then you got to look at it like this. Okay, I know what the game developers are doing, right? And I'm just an average paid player. Now you got to go a step above me, like doctors and lawyers and shit like that. Those guys are more paid players than I am, right? Uh, and then you got to go a step above that. To people that you really can't even talk in the chat that are actually, very high standards, maybe even in some political power or some kind of family, elite family of some sort that's been, like a royalty, like I would say over in Saudi Arabia, some kind of royalty family that's into a lot of gold or diamonds, some bullshit like that, right? And they just got a network of an unlimited amount of fucking funds available to them because they're probably a prince or a princess or a king or queen. I don't know.
Just
You
money.
never know. You know what I mean? But it's all about money over there. And not only that, like, so I'm on a different level than even those players are. And those players, I would guess what I'm trying to get at is they're more paying into the game than I am. So to
Those
me,
are your
I
guys
can't
that
even
general of the
contend.
Air Force and higher.
Yeah, but I can't even contend with those players because listen, my plane can only be upgraded to what level 34, 35, and I'm only at level 20. Now you got to think
Oh,
of a
but
rich doctor or a
let
rich
me
locksmith.
correct my statement real quick. There is one guy that just made general of the Air Force that I know doesn't pay all the time. But other
Yeah,
than him, you know who I'm talking about, Gambit.
Is it Nitro?
Nitro, yes.
Yeah, I know who he
right.
is. He's actually number 8 in the world.
Right,
Yes, I know
Nitro.
Nitro.
I don't think Nitro's any kind of royalty or anything.
No, and I just think that he just, I don't know exactly what his profession is. I've talked to Nitro a lot and Dope server where he was doing the tournaments and stuff, and they would always be online screencasting their videos and shit like that. And I would hop on there and chat with them and shit. And you'll see Nitro in the chat. He's one of the few that will actually be pretty nice and not disrespectful to me in the chat, and not so much catch a flag, even though we're frenemies, I guess you would say. We're not really friends, but we're enemies of each other. And I think it's just more competitiveness really than anything on the game. When it comes to the game like that, with some of these players out there, it's more competitiveness. And it isn't so much flack and catching in and coming in and being a troll like some of these guys want to be. But again, I get a lot of that because I am who I am and what I've said to them. They don't like what I've said to them either. Um, you know,
Right, and well, as far as Sky Warriors goes, not a single one's going to admit it, but really the devs and the fucking creators control the mods.
Yep.
they do in a sense, and that's where a lot of people won't understand that. I do because I've been in the testing field. I know there's other fields out there. They are the ones that have the control and benefactors. These community mods, they don't have any kind of power. I mean, they might have a little bit, right? But that's because they only know the avenues. I know the avenues, right? I know just as much of what they're doing than they do, right? If not more. But it's just they know how to use it properly. We don't. As players, we don't know how to use those channels properly, right? Only some of us do. Um, but it all comes down to the chain of command, and what you're going to catch back from them is they don't want to be bothered. There's no way of contacting them. Well, bullshit. No, there is a way. And it's been one of my missions to try to find that channel, to try to find that avenue, being a player
Yeah,
in this
see,
game,
I've
knowing what I
I've
know.
tried and tried again to find a way to contact wildlife to say, hey, here's the deal. And
I just don't have enough time because I work. The field that I do is like I work in an entertainment business as a mechanical operator for a ride that you see in the fairs or carnivals out here in your local community. Um, there's one ride in specific, and I'm a supervisor of my show that comes out and does these events. And I do special events. It's like catering around golf courses, schools, churches, and private events. I've actually done Kodak Black's birthday party year before last and sponsored it and went down there, took a couple of rides, and actually had a VIP. And it's one of the weirdest things that you'll ever witness. Me being raised up in the tri-state Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia area, I was raised up around a lot of country artists, and I have a lot of musical artists in my family as well. Um, so I know like how that spotlight is. But when I went down and seen Kodak Black and did his birthday party with my ride and shit, it was like a whole different aspect. It was a whole different ball game dealing with the famous community. Uh, it was really weird because it had people like a crowd that was coming in, of followers, like his fan base. camera crews all over, security all over. He's a famous musical rapper artist. And just to see that aspect of it, it shocked me. And it wasn't so much, I had one-on-one contact with him, VIP access with him. He's riding my ride, right? Got to fist bump him and everything, and pretty much communicate with him. And the flack that I caught back as being a ride operator at his party that he hired me into, I got a lot of boos because the people didn't like the fact that I had that close connection with him. And I was, right up on him. They were so starstruck that they wanted to be right up on him. You get what I'm saying? Some weird
Yeah.
stuff went on. But this is, you know, raised up in what I did and what I'm doing now, it kind of goes back in hand. If you're going to do what you're out here doing, especially in this game, do it correctly, man. It's got to be a way to where we can talk to these guys. It's my job, my duty right now to find a way to get contact to these guys to get the information that we need as players. I don't care if I get so much flack back from these guys. I don't care if I do have a community moderator that don't like me. Okay? I don't care because he knows that I could do his job, whatever. I don't care about all that stuff. My thing is trying to get a better game for everybody else here, right? Because I know what I know, and I've been through the bullshit already, dude. I've been through what the game's going through already. The game that I've been testing with for many years. Um, and this is why I try to promote. I promoted with the people that was wanting to quit. I'm promoting with the people now. Get together. If you want something done, get together and make something happen. If we all
Exactly.
sit back and do nothing, nothing's going to get done, guys. I mean, that's just plain and simple. If we all sit back and do nothing about it, nothing is going to get done. And the only way it's something is going to get done is if we all stand together. Because the thing was here, when I first joined this game, playing this game, I seen everybody fighting on the chat, and I'm like, why is everybody fighting on the chat? This game is not made to have enemies, right? Why are y'all such enemies with each other? Why are y'all so hardcore? It's not an enemy based game, right? Not really knowing how the game was set up and everything, and came to find out how you can make enemies.
Exactly.
But that's not really what the game was made for. Like, the game was made for everybody to be friends and to fly with each other and shit like that. You understand? Yeah, we have wars, but those wars were to be friendly wars between competitive squads that were, really into the game, not out here just talking shit to one another and downing each other and being negative or slandering somebody's name or some bullshit like that. You know, um, and that's where I get a little bit over and carried away with that. A lot of these guys are being protected.
Yeah,
Um,
they're being
I don't,
protected by a lot of people with power.
right,
And
and
that's what
whatever.
bothers me though. Is like I know we're coming up on probably close to the end of time, but what bothers me about Sky Warriors is I've already said this before. The developers are lazy. The moderators are a lot of them are lazy. You will have I know there's a few out there that they're trying, but they can't do anything without the developers doing certain things with them. Because I know that moderators some of the things they have to do, they have to get it approved. But
Yes,
at the same time, 95% of Sky Warriors, their community, they want the game to be better, but Wildlife Studios just doesn't care as long as they make money. And that's what
and
bothers me
so
is
and then
it's a
then this
money
is where
bank.
you have to go. And this is my own initiative, and it's part of why I joined IA is to try to make the game better for everybody. If I have to go out there and promote the in-game hacks, the machine. This is why I hate the reporting side of it. Okay, because there was a machine gun hack out there for the longest time, to where you could pull down your screen and your machine gun would stay on all the time. Well, somebody who's never been in chat before, he's just a player. He learned to hack, which is an in-game hack anyways, The developers allow it, but yet you got players out there reporting on players that's doing that. And then those players who's never been in chat before wake up the next morning because they got reported by another player and it says that they can't be in chat. Well, guess what? They can't also be in chat. They can't share their games with their teammates anymore either, unless they're on Discord or some other kind of platform. So you basically took a tool away from that player and him not even knowing what the hell he's doing because the game allows that. That's
It's an
wrong
abuse
to
of
me.
power. It's an abuse
That's
of power.
wrong.
So
Right.
there's abuse of power that I've seen in game. I know a couple people are basically like you, 50-year ban. Okay, you
Yeah.
pay money to play this game. You shouldn't
Right.
have to worry about getting a 50-year com ban. Like it's
Right.
ridiculous. Like even other
Right.
games that I've played, they don't even do 50 years. They'll just do okay, permaban until we can figure out okay, yeah, you've had enough time. Cool.
Right.
I'm fine with a permaban. I still have other ways I can communicate with my team. Cool. I don't care.
Right.
But
Right. And
I
that's
don't want to
the
have to
point that
sit
I'm
there.
at.
I don't want to have to sit there and not be able to communicate with my team because it's a team-based game based. The Skywars is a team-based game if you really think about it. You have to fly in
Right.
a squadron to get certain rewards. If you're going to
Right.
sit there and you're going to ban somebody from being able to play with their team, you're going to lose me. Because the
Yeah.
second that I get a ban from the game, I'm just gonna text everybody in the badge server and be like, all right, I'm done. Remove me.
Yeah.
Like, I
And
don't
that's what
care.
I should have. But I'm so gun ho about it, and I'm like, I'm going to show these motherfuckers there's ways around it. They can't stop me, right? And they haven't been able
Right.
to stop me since I've been going.
Right. Well,
um,
I just want to say, as far as me and Gambit's part, just because Sky Warriors may come to an end doesn't mean this podcast is coming to an end.
No, this is not just a
So,
Sky
I
Warriors
mean,
podcast.
I'm
We
just saying that, like, so the devs, I mean, if you all are listening to this, don't think you can hold anything over our head
this
because
is
with
right.
or
not a
without
And
you,
the
this
reason being
podcast
is
will go
because
on.
now it's been known to make mini accounts, which I'm sure they're going to say they're going to come out and make a policy procedure on that now since it's being so influential in the game about mini accounts. Well, you can't make them. They're going to be able to track your IP and all this bullshit. Whatever. Whatever. Be my guest. Have at it. Fucking good luck with that because it's so fucking vast in the game now. You can't stop it.
good
Right?
luck.
That, you're
Good
Uh,
telling
luck
me
banning
they're
my
that
IP.
dumb that they don't know how to track an IP?
Good luck banning my IP because I use a
yeah.
VPN.
Well, and I've heard games out there doing that shit. I got a buddy that's in Grand Theft Auto and shit. He's talking about when he was up in New York, how they fucking traced his damn IP and shut his server down because he's playing online with these guys on the fucking Xbox. And I'm like, really? And he's the one that showed me. Like, I got a friend right here beside me.
You sure he's not on fucking meth, man? Like, why the hell would they do that?
I don't
Because
know.
he's a
Ask me.
programmer. So he's a networker programmer like I am. He knows about coding. He knows the ins and outs. Just like he is the one who showed me the program to install on my phone that gives me 5 times speed to where I could fly faster than anybody on this fucking game at 5 times the fucking speed that you got in your game. I speed up my computer, my CPU processing speed. It's an app that allows me to do that. So and jokingly, I said to one of the community mods, Mirovich, y'all going to have a problem with the hackers in the game. It's already here because
It
I
is.
just thought it's already here because my friend who is sitting right beside me just showed me something that I didn't know about VPNs, which I knew about VPNs at a young age. Puffin web browser runs VPNs, right?
Well,
That gets you faster speeds and shit like that. But he showed me another network, and it's like, dude, and he just started playing the game. I'm like, you can play the game? He said, yeah. He said, watch this though. And I seen him flying it on his phone, and I'm like, you're shitting me. So he's like, no. I said, show me how to do it. So he showed me what to do, and I fucking went and downloaded it on my goddamn phone, and there he is. I got the fucking shit that he had, which is mod mode. It allows me 5 times the speed to where I can play the game. I went and tested it and started fucking around in it. When I have it at 5 times the speed, I can't hit anything. It don't allow tracking. I don't know. It's messed up. But at 2 times
5
speed,
times
I
the
can fucking
speed.
do some
Well,
damage.
all I have to say to 5 times the speed is they may be fucking, protected from a civil suit, but they're not protected from discrimination.
Yep.
All we gotta do is put fucking fuck Islam's comments on all their social medias.
Yeah,
Don't
and
forget how
it's
many
something
kids
we done.
play this and their parents check their phones. Once them parents see this, they lose over half the players instantly
Yeah,
right there.
Oh well, guess what? We're just gonna sit there and blast Islam's name, comments, everything we can. I say to everybody who's watching, screenshot everything you see from that guy. Everything. I don't care if it's
right.
good or bad.
So I could go into my screen share and let you guys actually see like my setup on my other game. Like we have avenues in my other game on Discord to where we can go in and make reports like that. You get what I'm saying? It's not reports like what you would do in the game. These are through the website themselves, like bug reports and player reports. And based on those player reports, that gets sent to a team. And like I said, we don't have a team here in Sky Warriors. So we don't have a way on the server to even make the report. We can make the report in the server. Yeah, it's going to go to the community mods. The community mods have to pass it up to the other guys so that it gets looked at. And usually, if you can get the community mods' eyes on it, then it will happen in a matter of a couple of hours. They will have them out of chat in a couple of hours. But it's the problem of getting the community mods' eyes on it, and they're very selective on what they want to do, right? Because who knows? It might be propaganda on their end.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Is it's always propaganda somewhere. There's always some kind of manipulation or foul play going on somewhere in the fucking game, and that's part of it. It's because they allow shit to happen, but then when it becomes part of them, then they don't want no part of it, and then that's when they'll start looking into it to ban it, right? But right now it's not their issue. It's not part of them. But we can make it as long as you catch it, if you capture those screenshots and shit and make the
Well,
necessary
this
reports.
is
But
this is gonna fucking catch attention because this is not just Sky Warriors. Like I said, this is basically gonna be a protest to more or less shut down wildlife until they fucking.
Fix their issue.
yeah, yeah, and so and I had a problem with
So, and
this on
that's
the other
not
game.
just Sky
It's
Warriors. That's
social.
many games, many game systems. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So Russia was real bad about, like in my other game, about posting the bad videos, and we ended up having to just totally shut that country down. And that's why you have on Facebook, I think, the shutdown of other countries to where they can't be on our Facebook because they were actually able to be in our server, even though they were on Facebook. It was Facebook Russia. You get what I'm saying? They were still able to be in our group, so to speak, and posting just bullshit videos of hacking and all this other stuff of decapitating of people's hands, arms, legs, whatever. It doesn't matter. And it's animal abuse out the fucking yin yang, and it's shit you didn't want to see. So
That's
the
all
social
set
media
shit.
networks,
That's
yeah,
all
they
set
ended up
shit.
having to control that. But
Exactly
that's
what
what
my
I'm saying
dogs. I
is they
got
got to
my.
have some kind of control. Is if they don't have some kind of control, they're going to have it because they
Exactly.
can't allow that shit to happen.
Right. Well, over there they slaughter dogs. I love my fucking dog.
Yeah,
I do
You
too.
know what I mean? Like, I'm being serious though. They really do.
they do. I mean, and they
And
show
my
on
dog,
video and shit.
Gambit. Have you seen a picture of my dog?
Yeah, I have. I think so.
He's an Australian Shepherd. No, you haven't,
No,
because
I
the only
haven't.
place
No.
I've done it, the only place I've done it was when I was on the Mute Squad. Because the Queen's like Halloweeny doggo. So yeah, that was fucking Mute Squad.
Shout out to Queen, by the way.
I have a dog. He's a small little bastard. He can't help it. He got the beagle size, but he's a beagled and an Australian Shepherd together.
What a weird combination.
It is. He's the size of a beagle, but like I'll add you two to a group after this podcast and send you a picture. You can tell he's Australian Shepherd. Like he's beagle in size, but the rest is all the other dogs.
I had one at a young age, an Australian Shepherd. He was a retired police dog, and you could shake his head and tear out running. And he was real gentle with us, but he would grab the bottom of your pants leg and drag you down. But you'd shake his head and tear out running and make him chase you.
And
and
see, that's the thing too. There, Dark. Everybody thinks you need a German Shepherd to do that. No, you don't. An Australian Shepherd's got a good nose. Fuck, they use labs in some police departments. Honestly,
Yipper.
yeah, yeah. But he was a good old dog. I mean, I had a tree that I would jump up in. I'd grab a hold of a limb. I'd run 90 miles an hour and get away from this damn dog and jump up. And the only way I could get away from him is jump up in the damn, grab a hold of a tree limb and swing up in the damn tree. Because he would get you every time. He was trained to get you. He'd get you by the pants leg and drag you down. Uh, but yeah,
you can
man, I
tell
was
who's
raised up.
Southern, can't you, Gambit?
Huh?
You can tell who's Southern, can't you? There's a way to get away from that dog, and you know it too. You're only a state away.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying that one out loud.
Nope.
That's a little that would get us in a lot of trouble if I said that out loud.
Oh, I know. Look, I trained. So we trained dogs. My mother did. Siberian Huskies. And they would always fight because we'd pin them up. We'd have about 8 of them in a pen, and they would always lock up and fight with each other. So I would, at a young age, I would get up in there, and what my mom taught me was to put my fist in their mouth, right, and just push back. If I couldn't get my fist in, I was to get my thumb in there and push back on the back of their tongue and basically choke them and do like a fish hook up underneath where that soft spot is under
That way
their
they have. That way
chin.
they submit.
Yeah,
That's
they will
no. That's
submit.
no.
They will
There's
submit
way
every time.
easier ways of getting a dog to do that. That's fucking abuse. No. There's a
That's
way better way
huge.
from the outside. You can pressure point that dog and get it to the ground.
I'm sure, but I didn't know that as a young age. That's just what my mom told me. It's grab it by
I
the
know
fist, like a
that and I
fist.
understand that, but like I said, I got a fucking dog. Yeah, no, fuck that. Like, but I'm gonna
Right.
haunt your dreams for even bringing that up.
Huh?
God damn! Now we're gonna make a triple Gambit sandwich.
How did I bring that up?
I don't know, but I can blame you for everything.
Okay.
You're the tech guy. You know what you're doing.
Yeah. Whatever. You can eat a
So
dick.
besides the game and everything, how's everybody
Well,
going on the home front?
I'm a father. I have a full-time job. I just started this week. I just transferred to a new job. So that's always fun, being the low man on the totem pole again.
Yeah. So I know in our previous talks you said you were out in West Virginia.
Yeah, I'm out in West Virginia. I'm on like the what do you call it? The tri-state area between West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. I'm on the eastern
Okay.
panhandle of West Virginia right now.
There you go.
You're not that
Oh,
far from.
you're not that
Me
far from him either?
me and Kaylee are only like 3 hours away from each other.
Yeah, three and a half hours, something like that, from each other by vehicle.
That's what's up. So,
It's,
of course, me and Snake is down here, and then I got my buddy Zion down here, and I know of one other player, or actually two other players that are down here.
I know
One of
two
them,
others in PA actually.
yeah, one of them being Yo Mama, which he don't like me, for obvious reasons. And then my other one is my boy New York Badass, who I talked about earlier. He was over in A Squad, and I think he's went over to JYD. I'm not real sure on that. I don't really keep up track with him. But
The only reason I'm gonna say this is because he said it on English chat is because Chuggy's from Pennsylvania. The
yeah,
other side, he's like 4 hours from me.
Yep.
Right. And the guys that I have over here in IA, I think Bucky is up in y'all's area. And Mighty Mouse might be up in y'all's area. But I
Really? 'Cause
travel.
I at one point I actually considered throwing like a not a convention or whatever the fuck, but not an intervention. Holy fuck! But the
Baby.
thanks, Ball Hunter, for saying intervention. But anyways, like a get together, you know.
Yeah.
Anybody in the surrounding states and that make it like a Sky Warriors video game, whatever get together.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
And then
Yeah.
like a bunch of us could meet in person. It'd be in Pennsylvania because I'd be throwing it, but it'd be like, oh
So
yeah,
I have
probably
a
here.
I travel all up in that area, West Virginia, and Virginia, Maryland, and I go to DC. And one in specific I hit is Springfield, Massachusetts. I'm up there at the Big E at the biggest fair that y'all have up there in the Northeast United States. Um, so I'm up there for about a month, and I just got through going up there. And I go on tour. When I go on tour, I go up there for about 6 months. And I'm up there stomping around in y'all's guys' neighborhood, so to speak.
Look here, like I'd go to Boston, but I don't want to lose my car keys.
Well,
But yeah,
it's already
No
been an
offense,
hour.
Cal. No
It's
offense,
already.
Cal.
It has been over an hour that we've been recording.
yes, it has. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure having
I've,
you, man. I think we'll
I've
uh
read,
we'll probably have to have you on another time then, if you're interested.
most definitely. I mean, maybe we can get in some other things, about the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's a lot of things that could be talked about the game. Everybody knows that.
Oh yeah.
That's if we're not banned after this whole thing comes up. Though.
Yeah, try not to
Fuck,
get banned.
I thought we'd never get past episode 4. Here's episode 5, so
Yeah,
you're
this will
our
be
death
episode
if we
5.
don't make it any
Hey,
further.
y'all
No,
keep
I'm kidding.
listen, bro. And and I try to. I want to, make this known too, and kind of out there. Y'all do what y'all want to do, okay? And don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody interfere with you. If y'all got it going on, keep on doing it. And I tried to get Breezy to understand this, and I think what happened there was a lot of stuff got played into it to where just a lot of people got involved in it, right?
Peer
Um,
pressure, more or less.
yeah, and a lot of peer pressure. So, and I hope he continues to do good, right? And I hope he stays at it. But I wanted him to do a little bit thing. It was a little bit further in getting himself out there. And I heard y'all talk about the mirroring and doing, and I heard you, Gambit, talk about you was wanting to go to the other networks of gaming and other games and stuff like that. If that's something that you're passionate about, do it, dude. And don't let nobody stop you. Because I've got people that I mess with that are influencers on YouTube and stuff that I watch on a daily because I'm a gamer and I watch these videos of people playing games. You get what I'm saying? So don't think there's not an avenue for it. There is, and if that's the way you want to go, go about it. Sky Warriors needs this, and I tried to reiterate that to Breezy, of it needing a podcast, it needing a live stream, somebody that's on Twitch, it's able, to kind of guide these guys through or whatnot. Somebody that somebody can see and sit down and watch and
You-
listen to. You get
I
what I'm
would
saying?
like to make more of our episodes like freaking video flying.
We'll
Right.
we'll
And
we'll get into
Like
that eventually.
Gambit doesn't have time tonight, but like in 18 minutes war starts, something like that. Once war starts, light it up, get the video going, let's freaking go. We're on the same squad.
yeah, throw some teams together, live stream that shit. Like as far as you guys go, as far as a podcast goes, I was trying to influence Breezy as far as the video mirroring feed. because some of the guys that I mess with, they don't care to show themselves, right? And I think that's what got to Breezy a lot is a lot of the visual. He didn't want to get into the visual side. He just wanted to do the voice captures, and that's all fine and dandy. But if it's something that you want to get into, don't let anybody stop you. That's my number one thing: is don't let anybody stop you. Do what you want to do. Um, I think Sky Warriors needs people out there that is more technical savvy, that's doing screen shares, that's posting videos on YouTube, stuff like that. There's not enough of us out there doing that. You understand what I'm
No,
saying?
I
There's
understand.
not enough of us out there sharing the information of the enjoyment of flying or just bullshitting with each other, and getting in. Hell, some of us might get together and have these little chats on the voice, and capture a screenshot of it, a voice, capture or whatnot, and post it on YouTube, and bam, next thing you know, you got hits on it. Um, Not saying that anybody's out there seeking money or anything. We're all doing this for fun, but that's just what comes along with it. If you start, especially if you start getting into the influence inside of it and being one of those content creators, because then that's when you change your position. You're a content creator. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Um, and I got into that there for a while when I was playing my earlier games at a younger age. I was into that, but I just don't have enough time right now to do the Twitch streaming and all that bullshit of doing all the video podcasts or whatnot of certain games and stuff. Because I was at one time I was into it, but it's something that I think is very needed here in Sky Warriors. And if y'all have a passion about it, do it, dude. I know there's more people out there in the game that has technical, I guess, experience, programming experience that people don't even know about. And ever since Breezy's opened up his network, he's gotten in, and this is why I say a lot of people's gotten involved in it, is because yeah, a lot of people has gotten involved with it because a lot of people do have certain job tasks. You get what I'm saying? Because they
Yeah.
specialize in a certain kind of thing, and I just don't think he's going in the direction that I think he should be going, and that's just my own personal opinion, right? Because I thought that he was going in the direction of being a content creator. You know what I'm saying? Not just being a voice capture. And that's just my own fuck up, and being friends with him and trying to help him out and trying to get him knowledgeable and, and stuff that's going on out there in the market, really. Because you got to start thinking on the basis of how you going to make this game survive. And that's the only way that we're going to make this game survive is by giving the people something better to look forward to, other than just going in and flying. Because I can tell you this right now, me being an IA, I'm really tired of the fucking game. There has to be something new. There has to be something brought into this game, a new element in this game to keep me around. Because I'm at the verge of pretty much just laying it down and just being I don't know, just an easy player, going player, not putting up so many points, not doing so many wars, not putting in so many dollars amount. Like they're fixing to really lose me as a player and what I put in on this game.
Well,
Um,
I agree with you, but not to cut you short, I gotta go. So we will definitely have to hit you up again for another podcast.
yes, most definitely, guys. But
It was great to have you here. Caleb, do you have anything else to say?
To you, yes, but podcast, no.
Alrighty. Well, this has been Wild and Wired with Kay and Gambit, and our guest has been Darkstorm. We'll see you next time.